I'm Alice Loubaton, and I run the import firm Loubaton Imports, which I created several years ago. I import this beautiful champagne from France, from the house of Marion-Bosser, and I would like to show you how we are going to open the bottle and how we pour champagne and how we taste champagne. So you know that the champagne has a foil covering because remember the contents are under a lot of pressure. So we're going to very carefully remove the foil and we are going to find the wire cap, which the French call a muzzle, la muselière. So because when we start to open, we're going to turn this and we're going to open it, we always keep our finger on the top because all of that pressure is building up and we don't want to hit anybody. So now we've opened up the wire cap. Keep your finger on here. And now what I like to do is I like to do this. I turn the cork. I hold the bottle straight and I actually turn the cork. And there we have a lovely pop. And nobody got hurt and no furniture got dented, no ceilings either. So therefore, here we are. And we have just opened the champagne. And here come all these wonderful bubbles. I like to use a flute because I like to see the bubbles going up. Some people nowadays use a more of a tulip shape. They feel that they get a better tasting process with a tulip. You can certainly do that, but I am a fan of the flute. So now we're going to pour the champagne. And the first thing we do, of course, is we take a look at it. And we look at all those wonderful bubbles. These bubbles are very fine. They're small. They go up beautifully. They cover the whole surface. And after we've looked at the bubbles, what do we do next? We put our nose in the glass. Ah, the smell of champagne. Nothing like it. What you get on the nose can be a very personal reaction because we all smell things differently. But I would think in general, with a champagne like this, which is the Brut tradition, this is the house cuvée of Champagne Marion-Bosser, you are going to be getting, it's 60% Chardonnay and 40% Pinot Noir. So you are going to be getting aromas from both of those grapes. But since the Chardonnay predominates, you are going to get that acidity, you're going to get the minerality, you're going to get a little bit of the citrus. And of course, because champagne ages on its own lees in the bottle and has a second fermentation in the bottle, you are going to get, people describe it as yeasty, bread-like, brioche-like. You're going to get those adjectives that describe things that have yeast in them. Okay, now that we've smelled it, now the good part. Now we're going to taste. Now normally when I taste wine, I bring it into my mouth and then I pull air into my mouth because you kind of want to aerate the wine. I'm not sure that one needs to do it for champagne, but let's see. That's so nice. That was called the first attack. Basically, I had a virgin palate that was unprepared. So now that my palate has been prepared, now I taste it again. Beautiful. Just beautiful. It's you're looking for harmony, you're looking for balance. One part of the wine should not dominate all the others. You don't want to say, oh, it's so acid, or it's so sour, or it's so sweet, or you just want everything to be in harmony. And the general impression should be one of balance. Now that we have this wonderful champagne, could, of course, drink it on its own. Champagne is a celebration in itself. As Dom Pérignon said when he first figured out how to keep the bubbles in the bottle, "Come quick, I am drinking the stars." So you can drink the stars all by themselves, but I believe that food and wine go together. So if you are having this at the cocktail hour for an aperitif, I would say cheese is very good, but not a cheese like a blue cheese, because that's a very, very strong flavor. I would suggest rather milder cheeses like a brie or a camembert or a Saint-André or a Swiss type. Milder cheeses would go very, very well. Or those wonderful little cheese straws that you can buy. You can serve, of course, nuts, and you can serve crackers, but nothing too flavored, nothing with too many spices in it. And of course, the wonderful match is smoked salmon, because smoked salmon also has that wonderful brininess and saltiness that goes so beautifully with the bubbles of the and the minerality of the champagne. So smoked salmon would be wonderful. People forget that champagne is a wine. It's not just a toast. I once had a dinner where I served champagne at every course. It goes beautifully with poultry, it goes beautifully with veal, of course it goes beautifully with fish. The only thing that I would say is with dessert, you don't want to serve a brut champagne, because this is very dry, and if you have a sweet dessert, the two just do not work together. If you want to serve champagne at the end of a meal with a sweet dessert, you need to buy a sweet champagne, which ironically enough is called sec or demi-sec, and you would think that the word sec, which means dry, would indicate a dry champagne, but in champagne it means something that has more sugar in it. So you are looking for a sweeter champagne if you want to serve it with dessert. But all of these wonderful brut champagnes go beautifully with most courses of your meal. And I think it is a revelation to some people that you can actually drink champagne like a regular wine with a meal. There is something very, very special about champagne. I think it's a pity that people don't drink it more often, because remember, it's never too cold to drink champagne. Santé.